You have to wonder, when you see arguments, how many of these arguments are real people and their real opinions, and how many of these arguments are this giant block of accounts that's been purchased by a large organization that is hiring people or using AI to have arguments with people and incite things online.
Wow.
It's not 0% people. Now,
no.
I'm saying, like, if you have a personal belief in something, like, no, they're not bots because I think that way. I'm not saying that you don't believe what you believe. And I'm not even saying that you're wrong. I'm saying that if there's any hot button cultural topic, you can guarantee that some of the people talking about it aren't real. Either they're not real in that these are not their real opinions, they're being told to say these things, or they might not even be a real human. They might be an algorithm, or they're a bunch of people that have been hired whenever there's hot button cultural issues or voting issues or political issues. A lot of those people arguing are not real.
Yeah.
And there's a real question as to what the number are. Like, how much of this is like real interaction between people, and how much of this is all of this meddling that's being done. Like, they're changing the way people think about things and forcing and arguing with these things all day very persuasively on behalf of some sort of special interest group.
Especially these days, there's not as much, it used to be that a lot of media was controlled by a few channels and networks, right? I mean, that's safe to say. Would you agree with that?
It was all controlled by a few channels.
Right.
It was all, all you had when we were kids, I remember when cable came out. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
What was before that?
You had ABC, NBC, CBS. That's it.
No.
Yes, that's it. And then out of
had
nowhere,
3 chances for
Fox. Fox was crazy. Married with Children. The Simpsons. Fox was nuts. Fox was this wild network. So that was the fourth network.
Married with Children was so good, dude.
So good. So you have this fourth network. And then cable comes along, and then satellite, and now streaming and the internet. It's like, what? I don't even think we're aware of how much more content we absorb than people that were, that lived like when I was 21. Just because it's just so crazy, you can't believe it's real. This guy was analyzing the amount of Twitter people that are bots. And this was a contentious aspect of the purchase when Elon bought Twitter. So when Elon bought Twitter, they were saying there's only 5% bots.
I remember that.
We sampled 100 people, 5% of them were bots. And he's like, that's not enough. You have hundreds of millions of people that are signed up for this. How many of these people are fake? I'm a former CIA cyber operations officer who studies bot traffic. Here's why it's plausible that more than 80% of Twitter's accounts are actually fake, and Twitter is not alone. More than 80%.
Yeah.
See, I don't think we realize that because we're on there for real. We're real people on there. But you're real people where fake people are constantly arguing right in front of your face like the world is ending. And it's not necessarily all real people. There definitely are real people arguing on Twitter. Don't get me wrong. And I think even the fake people arguing is very addictive. And I think you want to get involved too because like you seeing this guy dunk on that guy. I want to dunk on somebody.
Yeah.
And then people are spending all their time in this job that they hate when no one's looking, the boss isn't around, typing up some real witty, nasty shit on Twitter. And you want to be able to do that anonymously. But if you do have that and you don't know who's doing what, you do get to this point where someone can manipulate it. But if you do know, then the problem is the government has already shown how shady they are when someone comes out and says something that goes against what they agree with or what they're trying to push or what agenda they have or what's best for them financially. So they'll fucking throw the kitchen sink at you. We've seen them do that. You can't have those kind of people in power where they can know exactly who's saying what. You still have to have the ability to have whistleblowers. So you have this conundrum. On one side, you're going to have this completely manipulated environment that's done by corporations and fake people and people that are paid by parties just to push the party line and to go out there and debate it vigorously and argue it. They're paid to do it.
Yeah.
And all you have is your wits. All you have is your ability to try to form your own opinions of things regardless of like where you feel like you're pulled because of whatever ideology you've publicly proclaimed to be. I'm a liberal person. This is how I feel. I'm pro this, I'm pro that. And then they'll start fighting about what that means.
What's scary when that happens, because then you also have locked yourself into a space where you might not change because you're afraid of what your public persona is.
Exactly.
And that's got to be...
Well, that's how you get to Dick Cheney endorses Kamala Harris, and the liberals are like, yeah, boom. I saw this dude, he posted a atomic bomb gif and is like, after that happened, like, it's over, boom. Like, you guys are just dorks who don't play sports. Do you realize what kind of mental gymnastics you have to go through where Dick Cheney, rest in peace, where Dick Cheney...
He passed away.
He just passed away. Where Dick Cheney endorsing your liberal progressive candidate, that somehow or another that's a good thing.